On the brink of summer, spots normally bustling with business are quiet. And the bread and butter of British Columbia's tourism industry
Mostly locals, yeah.
are still sticking close to home. The bulk of BC's tourism dollars are generated in province, much like New Zealand, where 60% is from domestic travelers. It's prompted that country's prime minister to recommend a 4-day work week in hopes of spurring more regional travel over longer weekends.
Very interesting and novel concept.
A concept largely welcomed by BC's tourism industry.
There's a number of ideas. That's a good one.
With parallels in our province, many communities stand to benefit as long as visitors are actually spending their tourism dollars.
Having people travel to other jurisdictions is great, but if they're only on a hiking trail, not spending money in a community, at a restaurant or at an attraction, that doesn't help those businesses that are desperate for visitors.
But longtime advocates of a healthier work-life balance suggest the pandemic may be the impetus needed to trigger a widespread lifestyle shift.
In a suite of possible approaches, this seems to be one that would be well suited to British Columbia, particularly given our domestic tourism as an important part of our local recovery.
Green MLA Sonia Firstino, who's long championed a compressed work week, suggests it wouldn't have to be mandatory, meaning no legislative changes required.
You don't want to impose a top-down kind of approach to this, but encouraging businesses to consider it. There could be incentives that could be provided by either provincial or federal governments.
So is a shorter week something the province would endorse? We asked BC's Labour Minister.
Many workers and the businesses already have a different work schedules. Some work 4 days on, 4 days off. Others have staggered hours. So I think I will leave it up to the workers and the businesses what suits them the best.
But the business sector is wary, warning against any drastic measures. BC is not New Zealand, says the Business Council of British Columbia in a statement. In the current pandemic-driven economic crisis, business does not support government-imposed measures that would further increase operating and labor costs and make it harder for companies to hire back employees. And the bottom line is the timeline. Would businesses even be ready for an influx of visitors in time to cash in on peak tourism season? It's a question with few answers ahead of a summer filled with economic storm clouds. Tanya Fletcher, CBC News, Vancouver.